Hi friend, how you doing? Welcome back to Talks and Growth, which is a space dedicated to personal development. My name is Menoosha. I sing, I speak, and I coach. And today we will talk about the 3 dimensions of self. Let's get into it. Who are you? When we ask this question, typically people will tell you what profession they have, what country they come from, what is the color of their skin, and what their hobbies are. It goes deeper than that. It's all more about these adjectives that best describe you. Far away from expectations, far away from external influences, far away from all that social media craze. All these adjectives that you are personally in sync with. What are those? And in order to lock down these adjectives, here are some elements that I'd like to offer you. Like I said, we're speaking about the 3 dimensions of self, which are mind, body, and soul. We're going to start with the mind first. The mind is that place of residence for your intellect, for your cognitive abilities, for your memory, for the way you rationalize things. This is all greatly influenced by how you were educated at home and at school. Now, we need to understand and lock this down as soon as possible because intelligence has a different meaning from country to country and culture to culture. In order for us to interact in the best way possible, we need to understand these intellectual differences in order to navigate in this world of differences. So now let's move on to the body, which is very obvious. That vehicle we use to navigate through this physical world. My question is, how well do we know our bodies? How well do we know our physical limits? Do we know how many hours we need to sleep in order to function well? Do we know what foods work best for us or what foods are definitely not going to do it for us? An able body is what we need in order to carry out the plans that our minds put in place for success. So now we move to the most complex part of self, which is the soul. The soul is influenced by way too many things. Social experiences, spiritual experiences, you name it. And one thing we all have in common, we've all been hurt, disappointed, traumatized by something. And when these sensations come, these sensations that are always going to be extremely overwhelming, it helps at some point to, while we're crying or whatever, it helps us stop and actually try to ask ourselves, what is the source? Why am I feeling this way? I'm going to use an example from the physical experience that will describe what I'm trying to explain to you. Let's say you have some random pain in your body. I'd say a deep pain that possibly comes from a very serious infection. And what do? You take a painkiller. That is the best recipe for disaster because the infection will be ignored and the pain, when it returns, will be even worse or maybe even lethal. So you want to do the same with your soul. When your soul is in pain, you cannot look for painkillers. You cannot look for stuff to numb it like sugary stuff. That is very, very typical. You need to stop and treat feelings and emotions as information. These feelings tell you what is going on and why it is going on. That's where the intellect steps in, starts analyzing, and puts in mind plans to get out of the painful situation, the traumatizing and disappointing situation. At this point, what I like to say to you is how well do you manage your highly emotional situations? Are you the type that completely numbs everything and ignores? Are you the kind of person that completely feels everything and does not do anything about it and just navigates the whole time? You need to figure out who you are in this situation in order to manage, make some changes, and become a bigger person. So I ask you again, who are you? So I sum it up. The mind, the body, and the soul as these 3 dimensions to self. Imagine them like three circles that are kind of drawn into each other, that need to be balanced, interact in an equal way. Once one over or underperforms, there's a complete disbalance. Always keep that track. Let's always keep that track in order to figure out self and manage self. I would like to know how this information has helped you, how you're doing in the quest for who you are, why you are here, what your gifts are. Maybe we can exchange. In the meantime, please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell in order to find out as soon as I post a video. That being said, you have a blessed Sunday. Bye-bye.